All right, let's talk about one of the Detroit Lions sightings that a lot of Lions fans are very excited about, and they should be. I think he's a very good player. You look at his Pro Football Focus grades the last 4 seasons. This is his career, but the last 4 seasons are kind of the most notable ones, and really the last 3 are probably the most notable ones, as the snap count very low his first 3 years in the league. But the past 4 years, he's had 3 good years and 1 mediocre one. The 2021 year, where he had the most snaps of his career and posted a just barely sub 60 grade, both in defense and in coverage. That's not ideal, but it's fine. You can live with that. It's not a bad year or anything. They say 60 is average. So, on your bad year, you're average. On your regular years, you're above average. That's a good player at a position that's really hard to find good players. Getting a good corner is notoriously fluky, and year in and year out, guys will have good years, bad years, okay years. It's very difficult to find success. So it's a great idea to just find guys who have had, solid success for a little bit of time now. Again, these aren't numbers that'll blow you away. There's a reason why he's not getting $20 million a year or anything like that. But I do think that his tape, to me, is even more impressive than the PFF grades might be, and the PFF grades are solid. Like heading over here, this is going to be starting off with this, you might have mentioned when I showed that chart, his run defense was pretty good. Again, nothing outstanding, but he is someone who can come in and make a tackle, and for corners, that's really what you're asking for. Watch him on display, go over, and he is going to get to the halfback, make a quick tackle, they don't gain anything. This isn't a crazy highlight reel level play or anything, but for a corner, you want someone who can come in and make a tackle when they're unblocked on the edge and the running back goes in that direction. It seems like it doesn't matter that much, but a lot of times when those big 50-yard runs happen, they happen because a corner screws up or a safety screws up. Those are usually what happens there. So making sure that you just have corners who can play, there really is value in that. But of course, going over here, what we care about is coverage. That's what you pay corners for, and his coverage is very good. Something like this, where it's actually Mark Andrews who is going to go up against one-on-one. Watch how when Andrews runs this route, right here is where he cuts. I think Sutton reads it very well and does not give up too much separation at this point. And so right off the bat, he's in a pretty good situation to at least knock the ball away. But also watch how he closes on this. He nearly got an interception out of that situation, which I thought was a pretty good route ran by Mark Andrews. It was just a better defended route by Cam Sutton, and he is definitely someone who can do stuff like that, so that's certainly exciting to see. Something like this, I think, is another good example, because, again, the Lions do a number of different things. The Steelers did a number of different things with him there. He played, several different positions in the cornerback position. He would play on the outside, but he would also be a slot corner at times, like he is right now, where he's not the deep corner in this cover 3. He is covering the zone I have circled in white, and you have a player who's going to just try and get behind Sutton. That's what he's trying to do. Hopefully there will be a bubble where he can get open. It's once again Mark Andrews, who, yes, is a tight end, but that's not doing him justice. Mark Andrews is obviously an elite receiving option that happens to play tight ends, so no easy feat here for Sutton. Right off the bat, Sutton is doing the right thing, paying heavy attention to Andrews. Again, these are the little things that make slot corners good that not every slot corner does is, hey, when you see Mark Andrews near you, make sure that you're on him right away. But I love what he does from this point, because Andrews is about to get behind Sutton, and this is where things could go very poorly. If you, don't pay enough attention to the quarterback and you just completely turn around and play the tight end, the quarterback can throw over you and you can get a catch that way. However, if you just stay where you're at and look at the quarterback, well, then obviously there's a concern there, as Mark Andrews could then just run to either side of you. You won't know where he's at, and the quarterback can make a throw that way. That's why these plays are so difficult to pull off. But watch what he does. Watch how he kind of turns back, but then still makes sure he maintains eye contact on Lamar Jackson, and even ran over to try to punch a ball out when the pass went somewhere else. To me, that's really good coverage by Sutton, and these are the things that I like that he does. Again, is this a crazy highlight reel level play? Perhaps not, but they're good plays, and he consistently makes good plays. Like something like this is another one, and again, that's what you're looking for, right? Consistency with corners. On this play, he's now the deep corner, towards the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, that the zone in white, that's what he's covering. Mark Andrews cutting underneath him. Look at how when this play begins, it is open. And the main reason it's open is because the Ravens did some nice work of, selling as though it could be a screen. So the kind of players who were covering underneath got out of position. Also, I should mention earlier I called the quarterback Lamar Jackson. This is Tyler Huntley in the game. So correction there. But anyways, you see right here that there's some space, and it's not really Sutton's fault in my opinion. But watch how when his throw is made, he is able to easily get back there, and the ball was tipped at the line, so it didn't matter. But I think Sutton gets back. I think he makes the play on that one, given what we know about his ball skills, if that ball was thrown there. So, again, really good closing speed. Like I said, these are just good, solid plays. That's watching his tape, but just seeing a lot of good, solid plays. Now, going over here, he is capable of going above and beyond as well. Something like this, you see the receiver who he is in charge of covering. It's a route that can work against this concept, especially since the safety, Minka Fitzpatrick, on his play is going to be covering a lot further towards the bottom of the screen. So because of that, it's almost like there's no safety here. Watch how when this play begins, and you see that right here, Sutton has given up a little bit of space over the middle, and, for Burrow, I see why he's trying to make this throw. It makes sense to me. But watch Sutton close out on this play and get the interception. He is absolutely capable of doing that, and hey, getting splash plays, definitely important. There was a flag for the hit that Fitzpatrick would throw after the interception, but the interception still stood, just so that's, letting you know what the flag was there. But to me, that's a really good play by Sutton, and these are types of plays that he is capable of, and like I said, it's a consistency thing. For cornerbacks, that's what you look for, is you look for consistency, and I think that, for the Lions, it's something they really struggled with last year. It's just having corners who could consistently play solid football. Like, I thought Okudah showed flashes, but then he also had some bad games, right? You want to have someone who can just come in and be like a solid corner who isn't going to get beat too often, and that's what Sutton should be able to do. Again, it's corners. They're weird. Who knows? But you also added Emmanuel Mosley, who should be another guy in that room. If he can stay healthy, you would love to have him. And, maybe you still draft a guy, maybe not in the first round at this point. You don't have to draft someone in the first round, but you could draft somebody, at some point, and they, even in the first round if you wanted to, because the position is so important. These are the contract details, and again, it's really not bad. $11 million a year for 3 years, that alone is pretty good. And we talk about with corners, they are so fluky and fall off a cliff so quickly. You have to keep him for 2 years on this deal, certainly. 2 years, he is there. But if you cut him after the second year, you would only be having about half of it guaranteed at that point, which is still something, right? I mean, the reality is this is a contract where you did give a good amount of guarantees to, and that's kind of maybe why the overall price is a little bit lower. But I think the Lions are banking on Sutton finishing this contract. I don't think that they're looking at this as a cut situation. I think that they expect him to be able to play for 3 years, and maybe this is why they're taking a bit of a risk, giving him a bit more guaranteed money, because if it does hit and it does work out, you're now getting someone for just $11 million a year who can really play and could be a key piece. So yeah, this is definitely a great signing for the Lions. One of my favorites of the offseason so far, and one that I think, a little bit underrated, but people are mentioning it and people are bringing it up because it is a good one. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Sutton and the Lions signing him. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.